our sponsors, government officials, and guests, good afternoon. Today marks a significant milestone in the Air Force Reserve Command here in our area. In the 52nd Air Force Group Reserve, our squadron here in Caticlan and Boracay. Thank you for your presence, all participants and facilitators who make these activities from yesterday to today possible. Again, welcome and good afternoon.
Thank you, sir. At this juncture, we shall now proceed to the donning of ranks to the newly promoted officer of the Air Force Reserve Command and the pinning of ranks to the newly promoted enlisted reservists. Likewise, may we call on the Assistant Chief of Command Staff for Personnel, C1 Lieutenant Colonel Jose Luis L. Del Rosario, Philippine Air Force, for the reading of promotion order of the newly promoted officer of the Air Force Reserve Command.
Republic Act of the Philippines, Department of National Defense, General Headquarters, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Camp General Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City. General Orders Number 732, dated 03 June 2024. Promotion. Pursuant to the provisions of Section 6 of the Republic Act Number 291 as amended, in conjunction with Republic Act Number 11709 as amended by the Republic Act Number 11939, and other relevant laws, the following named officers of the Philippine Air Force are promoted to the permanent rank of Captain, Officer-3, effective 07 December 2023. First Lieutenant John Paulo B. Larisma, Officer-146707, Philippine Air Force. By order of the Secretary of National Defense, Official Arthur M. Cordura, Lieutenant General, Philippine Air Force, Acting Chief of Staff, signed Ramilo B. Trinidad, Captain, Philippine Navy, General Staff Corps, Acting General.
May we request the Commander Air Force Reserve Command, Major General Elpidio B. Talja, Philippine Air Force, to be assisted by the Commanding Officer, 5th Air Reserve Center, Colonel Alvin M. Sevilla, Philippine Air Force, to don the newly promoted officer. Thank you, sir. Please be seated. At this point, we shall now proceed to the pinning of ranks to the newly promoted enlisted reservists. May we call on the newly promoted officer, Captain John Paulo B. Larisma, Philippine Air Force Admin Officer, 5th Air Reserve Center, to read the promotion order of the newly promoted enlisted reservists.
Air Force Reserve Command, Headquarters, 5th Air Reserve Center, Brigadier General Benito Enebuen Air Base, Lapu-Lapu City. Office Order Number 7, dated 13 June 2024. The permanent promotion of following named enlisted reservists to the next higher grade is announced effective 01 June 2024. To the rank of Sergeant, AW1C, Irene S. Panes, ILT 19025-660, Philippine Air Force Reserve.
May we request again the Commander Air Force Reserve Command, Major General Elpidio B. Talja, Philippine Air Force, to be assisted by the Commanding Officer, 5th Air Reserve Center, Colonel Alvin M. Sevilla, Philippine Air Force, to pin the ranks of the newly promoted enlisted reservists.
A1C Jomel A. Makuha, AQ T1401443, Philippine Air Force Reserve. A1C Gregorio E. Maming, AKT1315451, Philippine Air Force Reserve. By order of Colonel Sevilla, Rene P. Piabol Jr., Major, Philippine Air Force, Executive Officer, signed John Paulo Villarisma, Captain, Philippine Air Force, the Director for Administration.
Thank you, sir, and congratulations to the newly promoted officer and enlisted reservists. Please be seated. At this point, we shall now proceed to the presentation of certificates of appreciation. May we request the Commander Air Force Reserve Command, Major General Elpidio B. Talja, Philippine Air Force, to be assisted by the Commanding Officer, 5th Air Reserve Center, Colonel Alvin M. Sevilla, Philippine Air Force, for the distribution of certificates. The citation reads, Philippine Air Force Headquarters Air Force Reserve Command, Clark Air Base, Mabalacat City, Pampanga. Certificate of appreciation is hereby presented to Mr. Alan Shin for invaluable support and services that greatly contributed to the successful conduct of Reserve Force development activities conducted by Air Force Reserve Command at Boracay, Aklan Island from 14th to 17th June 2024. Given this 17th day of June 2024 at Boracay, Aklan Island. Signed, Major General Elpidio B. Talja, Philippine Air Force Commander. Same citation is given to Major Brian P. Hugo, Philippine Army, Task Force Boracay. DENR CENRO Boracay, to be received by Joannet S. Opeda. Mega Parao, to be received by Mr. Rafi Cooper. Paradise Cable Television Incorporated, to be received by Ms. Ophel M. Tabanera. Boracay Sun, Ms. Wilma Mahilom Monroy. We shall now proceed to the presentation of recognition. In grateful appreciation for its invaluable services that greatly contributed to the successful conduct of Reserve Force development activities conducted by Air Force Reserve Command at Boracay, Aklan Island from 14th to 17th June of 2024. The citation reads, in recognition of outstanding and dedication and invaluable contributions through voluntary activities, your selfless service and commitment have made significant impact on our community and exemplify the true spirit of volunteerism. Given during the Reserve Force development activities at Boracay Island, Malay, Aklan. May we call on Staff Sergeant Richard Ayoyo, Philippine Air Force Reserve, First Sergeant, to receive the certificates. Thank you, sir. You may now be seated. At this juncture, we shall now proceed to the next part of our program, the Assumption of Command, Group Commander, 52nd Air Force Group Reserve. For the reading of relief and designation orders, may we call on Assistant Chief of Command Staff for Personnel, C1 Air Force Reserve Command, Lieutenant Colonel Jose Luis L. Del Rosario, Philippine Air Force.
Philippine Air Force, Headquarters, Air Force Reserve Command, Clark Air Base, Mabalacat City, Pampanga. General Orders Number 16, dated 21 February 2024. Relief and designation. Number 1, relief. Captain Raymar R. Rebaldo, Officer -141057, Philippine Air Force Reserve, is relieved as Officer in Charge, 52nd Air Force Group Reserve, 5th Air Force Wing Reserve, Air Force Reserve Command, effective 21 February 2024. 2. Designation. Major Alben E. Natividad, Officer -144320, Philippine Air Force Reserve, is designated as Officer in Charge, 52nd Air Force Group Reserve, 5th Air Force Wing Reserve, Air Force Reserve Command, effective 21 February 2024. By command of Major General Talja, Official Henry D. Estoesta, Colonel, Philippine Air Force, Masters in National Security Administration, Chief of Command Staff. Signed, George C. Angala, Second Lieutenant, Philippine Air Force, Command Adjutant.
Thank you, sir, and congratulations. Likewise, the newly installed Group Commander, 52nd Air Force Group Reserve, will now give his remarks and subsequently introduce the presiding officer.
Philippine Air Force, Headquarters, 5th Air Force Wing Reserve, Brigadier General Benito N. Ebuen, Air Base, Lapu-Lapu City. 10 June 2024. Assumption of Command. Pursuant to Paragraph 1, Section 2, General Orders Number 16, Headquarters Air Force Reserve Command, dated 21 February 2024. I hereby assume my duties and responsibilities as Officer in Charge of 52nd Air Force Group Reserve, 21st February 2024, and I sign in your presence.
Thank you, sir, and congratulations. Likewise, the newly installed Group Commander, 52nd Air Force Group Reserve, will now give his remarks and subsequently introduce the presiding officer.
To our honored guests, whom I will formally introduce later, all officers present, members of the AFP, 52nd Air Force Group Reserve, good evening. My installation tonight in Boracay as Group Commander of the 52nd Air Force Group Reserve is indeed significant and memorable. Why? Because my first assignment as Deputy Group Commander was to activate Air Force Reserve in Boracay that became inactive. Colonel Oy, owner of the Pink Patio Resort and the commander of the Boracay Air Force Reserve under the RATS-G, his death resulted in the inactive status of Boracay Air Force Reserve. the need to reorganize and revive Boracay Squadron, and the challenge for me to do it happened when my family, together with the family of former ARCOM Brigade General Rambo Salanan, my good friend and brother, were on a vacation in this beautiful island. It was during that time when my friends presented to him the importance of activating the Air Force Reserve in Boracay. General Busalanan considered the appeal made by Technical Sergeant Bingaho and Staff Sergeant Richard Iyoyo, who is now the first sergeant of Boracay Squadron, and told me that it will be my first assignment after I have donned Major of the Air Force Reserve Group. Donning took place 6 months later. To reorganize and activate the group was truly a difficult task to accomplish. But through the help of the two arson commanders, Colonel Sultan Ipulong, who is now retired, and Colonel Art Balones, who is now the C3, as well as the former sergeant and now captain in the TOG-6, Captain Darrell Salabe, I succeeded in the assigned task. Worth mentioning is the Dragon Boat team led by Sergeant Ferdy Morera. Now, I am back as your group commander, and I expect the best to happen in the future of the 52nd Air Force Group Reserve. It is truly that the road to success is full of trials and difficulties. But I believe that with the help of God, nothing can defeat the reservist spirit of love for service to country and fellow men. With the support of the arson commander, Alvin Sevilla, Colonel Alvin Sevilla, and together with my group commander, Major Matt Palabrica, whose secondary duty, commander of the 525th Air Police Boracay Squadron, let us be united in our efforts to attain success for this squadron. Now, for my main task of introducing our keynote speaker. Major General Elpidio B. Talja, Philippine Air Force, the Commander Air Force Reserve Command. He was born and raised in Cagayan de Oro City. He entered the Philippine Military Academy in 1986 and was esteemed to be part of the PMA Bigkis Lahi class of 1990. He pursued his dream of becoming a military pilot by completing his undergraduate pilot training at Philippine Air Force Flying School, Fernando Air Base, Lipa City in 1993. For more than 34 years of being in active military service, he already held various positions of importance within the Philippine Air Force and the Armed Forces of the Philippines, such as Executive Officer of the Presidential Guards Battalion, Squadron Commander of 80th Attack Squadron, Chief of War Plans Division at O-J5, Director for Operations at 0-A3 in 2010, DO of 50th Strike Wing in 2011, Group Commander of TOG-10, Cagayan de Oro in 2012, Chief of Student Affairs Department C3, C5, and Chief of Command, Leadership, and Management Department of AFP, Command and General Staff. Group Commander of Headquarters Service Support from March 2016 to August 2018. Deputy Commander and the Wing Commander of the 520th Air Base Wing. He became the Deputy Commander, Tactical Operations Command from September 2019 to May 2021, and Deputy Commander, Air Combat Command from May 2020 to December 2021. He finished his Master in Military Science, National Security Strategy Study at National Defense University of PLA in Beijing, China. He is a recipient of various awards such as the Distinguished Service Star, Gold Cross Medal, Gawad Kaunlaran, Silver Wing Medal, several military merit medals, commendation medals, letter of commendation and certificates of appreciation and recognition, among others. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry. As a skilled helicopter pilot, he believes that works is greater than words. He is a man of action and one of the busiest general officer in the Philippine Air Force, being the commander of a hardworking unit like the Air Force Reserve Command. He is happily married to Madame Evelyn Viloria Talha and blessed with 2 daughters, Sofia Gabriel and Andrea Beatriz. Ladies and gentlemen, the father of ultimate warriors and Air Force Reserve Command Commander, Major General Elpidio Bang Talha, Philippine Air Force.
Let me first, of course, greet the Group Commander of 52nd Air Force Group Reserve, Major Alvin E. Natividad, Philippine Air Force Reserve, sir. And also the Deputy Group Commander of 52nd Air Force Group Reserve, Major Matt A. Palabrica, Philippine Air Force Reserve. Of course, the other guests and awardees this afternoon, of course, the Commander of Task Force Boracay, Major Brian Hogo, Philippine Army. Thank you. And the owner of CNC Seafood Restaurant, who really give us a good and sumptuous dinner last night. Thank you very much, Mr. Alan Shin. And the owner of Isla Bonita, Miss Marilu Trimel. The owner of Casa Pilar, Mr. John Yap. The general manager of Paradise Cable Television Network Incorporated, or the PCTV, Miss Atrufel Tabanera. The head of DNR City Environment and Natural Resources Office, or the CENRO, Miss Joanette Opeda. Of course, the Department of Education Division of Iloilo City, Miss Mary Ann Mendoza. Boracay Island Digital Ambassador, Mr. Joel Jos Andrada, Chairman. Marketing Manager of Mega Parao, Mr. Rafi Cooper. The Boracay Sun News, Miss Mahilo Monroy. Of course, allow me also to introduce my party, who is also with me coming here, the Assistant Chief of Command Staff for Operations, or our C3, Colonel Art Balunes. And the Commanding Officer of PIP Arsen, Colonel Alvin Sibilia. The Assistant Chief of Command Staff for Personnel, C1, Lieutenant Colonel Jose Luis Del Rosario, Philippine Air Force Reserve. The Assistant Chief of Command Staff for Financial Management, or C10, Major June Indaya. The Assistant Chief of Command Staff for Training and Doctrine, C8, Captain Shahani Baleares. Of course, our attorney in the command judge advocate of AFRC, Captain Mayan Villa Gomez, Judge. And the operations officer of PIP Arsen, Captain, the newly promoted and newly donned Captain John Paulo A.B. Laresma. Of course, my admin officer, Second Lieutenant Maybel Hernal. Our command Sergeant Major, Master Sergeant Charlie Gonzalez, Charlie. And the Sergeant Major of PIP Arsen, the most eligible of all the Senior Master, the Sergeant Major of AFRC, Master Sergeant Michael Vilante. Other guests here, stakeholders, friends, of course, my one and only wife, beautiful wife, Lindy, nandito kasama. Ladies and gentlemen, maayong hapon sa atong tanan. Good afternoon. Well, truly, first of all, I am really honored and grateful for inviting me to preside this momentous occasion. The long-delayed installation ceremony of the Group Commander of 52nd Air Force Group Reserve, Major Alvin E. Natividad, Philippine Air Force. Talagang matagal na. I think the orders is during first quarter. Ngayon lang nagkaroon ng time na we were able to be here really to ceremoniously install the group commander, and given the opportunity to visit Boracay once again. Boracay really brings back lifetime memories, seeing how beautiful Boracay at present and how beautiful she is 30 years ago. If you ask me what's the difference, the time I say I do to my wife, and the more than 48 hours I am here in the island, I observed three things that did not change. First, the place did not change, and Boracay is still beautiful and amazing, particularly the scenery and the long beach line with the powdery white sand and crystal clear water, which is very nostalgic. Second is the warmth and hospitality of the people here in Boracay. The feeling that I have today, or for the last 48 hours, really feel the welcome, or that makes us really here feel at home. No wonder so many people really come to see and visit Boracay. So the third, of course, is the beauty, not only of Boracay, but of my wife when we arrived here 30 years ago. Yun na hindi nagbago. And coming back here 30 years after, still beautiful. So, dito pa rin sa Boracay. Di ba? So, hindi nagbago yun, hindi nagbago. And truly, it is both an honor and privilege to stand here before you today in this really, in my official capacity as the Commander of Air Force Reserve Command, presiding this time-honored military tradition of installing officially your Group Commander, Major Alvin E. Natividad. I got to meet Major Alvin personally last year when we were preparing for the Philippine ROTC Games last year in Iloilo, of which I was designated as the chairman of the regional secretariat for the Visayas qualifying leg, and really is very helpful for us that last year. I don't know Major Arvin personally, but I know that he is very active and supportive reservist in Iloilo and Panay Island, aside from being humble and very kind. I see also that he possesses the leadership qualities to lead this very vibrant Ready Reserve unit here in Visayas. Today's event is a manifestation of his leadership in steering the Air Force Reservists in the whole island of Panay. Nakita niyo man, nandito yung mga reservists attending, and I'm very happy na nakita ko kayo ulit, di ba? Yung iba, last umattend sa convention natin sa Cebu. So really, that is how vibrant and very active yung reservists natin dito. Given also that this is not, or he is not also new to this job. On the other hand, let me take this opportunity to call on the Air Force Reservists under 52nd Air Force Group Reserve to support your group commander to accomplish the unit's mission. To Major Alvin, congratulations and good luck. This is not your first time, this is your second time to lead this unit. So you know already the challenges of leading this unit, and I can assure you that the leadership of Air Force Reserve Command is behind you. I think nakita nyo naman, diba? Nandito lahat ng pillars ng staff ng Air Force Reserve Command. Aside from the time-honored ceremony today, today's event is fitting for me as your commander visiting you as we celebrate this year's Father's Day. Let me greet all the fathers a happy Father's Day today. Yeah? O talagang kahit nandito kayo. This field visit is very important to the Air Force Reserve Command. It is our opportunity to communicate and interact with all of you as we embark to cascade to all our Air Force Reserve units the current and future plans of the Air Force Reserve Force development programs. Kaya kanina, alam ko, very lively and yung discussions with the briefings and sharing of the staff with regards to the future plans and the current plans of the Reserve Force development programs of the Air Force. This aims for us to ensure that you, particularly the Ready Reserve Force, are well informed of the current developments to understand the programs and activities of the Reserve Force in order to improve your capability as our country's Reserve Force to respond to any eventuality and challenges that our country are facing, being in the arena of the changing security landscape in our region or regional environment, or the natural or man-made calamities that threaten our existence and aspiration as an independent nation. Today is a manifestation of your selfless service to our country on your critical role as reservists in our national defense. I salute you, I salute your patriotism and nationalism as a Filipino and professional member of the Reserve Force. I thank you for your time in coming here and interact with my staff to understand what are the programs and activities that we planned for you. So let us continue to move forward. Let us continue to build on the solid foundation laid by those who came before us. Let us embrace the challenges of the future with the same courage, determination, and spirit of service that have always defined the 52nd Air Force Group Reserve. Let us also reaffirm our commitment to the ideals that our nation was founded upon. Let us pledge to work together to create a better future for all of us. Let us celebrate our independence also with pride, gratitude, and renewed sense of purpose. Once again, thank you very much, especially to the group commander, really, for accommodating us here and inviting us. And thank you very much to everyone for inviting us here in Boracay and given the time to enjoy the beautiful and amazing place. And congratulations once again to Major Natividad. Mabuhay ang araw ng kalayaan at mabuhay tayong lahat. Good afternoon and God bless to everyone.
At this point, may we request the Group Commander, 52nd Air Force Group Reserve, Major Alben E. Natividad, Philippine Air Force Reserve, to present the memento to the presiding officer. Likewise, may we call on the Commander, Air Force Reserve Command, Major General Elpidio B. Talja, Philippine Air Force, to receive the memento. May we request everyone to please rise for the singing of Philippine Air Force hymn. That ends our activity for this afternoon. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay tayong lahat.
52nd. Hindi lang magaling sa mga organizing ng mga SIMO activities and other mga socio-economic support to national development and even sa mga trainings natin. Magaling din pala yung mga talents. Dami talents. Tinatago. Ulitin ko lang, ako'y lubos nagpapasalamat. Really, from the bottom of my heart. And very happy na I'm here with you with the invitation of course, your group commander, and really a very long delayed installation. One thing I worry about it is really yung command ng group na matagal na may order. Usually, pag ganyan sa military, it's really unstable sa mga and it will be subject to any challenges and chaos with so kailangan kaya nga very sa changes ng military immediately. Kaya nga mapapansin nyo pag even sa regular force ngayon, I tell you frankly, with the current meron pa rin mga positions na nag-retire na yung mga and hindi pa naka-designate, and very careful ang armed forces dyan. Because it matters really ang leadership. So kaya nga I'm now one of my worries already is medyo na dahil I already installed the group commander sa second. And again, thank you for inviting us and dito sa Boracay with the staff, and I hope you also learn and learn from what we prepared from you for you sa development ng reserve force natin. Really one of the yan ko lang emphasize ko lang na one of the thrust of the government now really is to strengthen or to kaya maano din tayo sa flight plan ng Air Force. Nandun na tayo sa strategic plan, which is strengthen and integrate yung reserve force natin. So yun yung inexplain nila kanina, yun yung direction ng reserve force natin. And expect na there are so many changes for the next 3 to 5 years siguro, na baka ang worry ko nga is sana makapag-pace yung reserve force din natin, and probably that time we will be capable and we will be ready to really face any challenges. But for now, what I see na talagang supportan nyo even to your commander na nandito kayo lahat, really it's a very touching and inspiring sa organization na to, and continue to support your commander, and also continue to volunteer and offer your services to our country. Talagang yun lang natin, dahil nag-iisa lang itong bansa natin, at nalalaman natin ngayon na meron pang gustong umangkit sa ibang lupain natin. So sana i-protektahan natin, at we must be ready to and how we will be ready, let us prepare ourselves. And we in FRC, we are also trying to make everything na may offer namin sa inyo because of your volunteerism. Kaya nga I am proud to say na our program for you to empower the reserve force and to build also the capability and your capability, each and every one of you, nakasama na dun sa annual, yung tawag natin na annual budget natin in the appropriation in the programs of the reserve force development. So, yun yung mga sinasabi nila ano ngayon, nila C3, nila C8, nila ano, na mga programs. And we are looking forward really yung support din ng leadership natin, and we are positive to that na may ano yan. Especially yung ano, yung program natin sa CCIE natin, mga uniform natin. We are changing, nasa transition tayo ngayon na all the uniforms will be gray na, and to include also yung boots na kasama na sa program. Medyo patience lang talaga na dahil alam naman natin sa government, ipi-pace talaga natin dahil hindi pwede bultuan. Dahil marami din talagang requirements. Even the regulars, hindi rin sabay-sabay. Pakunti-kunti din ang ano. So, patience lang, and talagang mabibigyan lahat ng sa uniform through program natin. And yun nga, aside from that, I think na ano naman sa kanila, yung mga changes, especially mag-build up yung capacity building in terms of your capability through yung OGT, yung specialty code natin. Just like the regulars, kayo, lahat ng reservists natin, bibigyan ng Air Force Specialty Code, which is yung nagde-define ng mga capability, individual capability, at paano kayo integrate in times of emergency. So yun yung mga ano. And of course, year in, year out, yung ano natin, support to socio-economic national development natin. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung tulong natin sa kababayan natin. Tulong especially sa support sa medical missions, mga ganun, livelihood programs. Okay? So, again, my team na nandito ngayon, lubos na nagpapasalamat sa inyong lahat. Thank you very much. And
Mr. Alan Shin, Ms. Marilyn Rimel from Isla Bonita, Major Brad Hugo, Philippine Army Task Force Boracay, and former Mayor Yob from Casa Pilar, Mr. Gifford Silorikis, and Ms. Astrofel Tabanera, the General Manager of Paradise Cable Television, Southwest Tours, and of course Southwest with Ma'am Celine. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And Ms. Joanna Opida from Senro Boracay. Yes, DNR. And of course, OC Lifestyle PH. Joel Jos Andrade, Chairman of Boracay Island Digital Ambassadors. And of course, from Third Tech Builders Corporation, Sergeant Oscar Balia is here tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Stand to be recognized. And of course, Cantili Boracay Eagles. So you're also the president, right, sir? Yes. Thank you so much for supporting this event. Thank you, sir. And of course, Staff Sergeant Bobby Casamero from BMC Island Leisure. Thank you very much. Mika, wala, no? Yeah, Mika Parao. And Boracay Sam. And of course, the Italian Food Specialist Inc. Sponsored by, headed by Sergeant George Bilido. Palakpakan po natin. Thank you so much. Dahil pag wala kayo, wala ito. Salamat po. Ano ulit? Kung wala kayo, wala ito. Okay, kung wala sila. Balik na tayo. Yeah. Okay. Sa lahat po ng mga sponsors, maraming salamat. At kung hindi man natawag kanina, maraming salamat pa rin. Kasi sinuportahan yung event na ito. Thank you po. Isang masigabang palakpakan po sa ating mga sponsors. Thank you so much. And salamat lang, no? Kay Major General Tala, Philippine Air Force. Maraming salamat po for leading this one. Thank you po. And of course, sa lahat po ng mga officers.